Welcome to a RD2L Week 4 matchup between Magnus.Opus and Orb Walkers. This is game 1 of a best of 2. I am not so familiar with Orb Walkers, and I'm moderately familiar with Magnus.Opus from some in-houses, and I've played with stand-in Shazmazah before, so should be an interesting game.
5 seconds remaining.
Although not too interesting of a first banning stage. Everything is pretty much just following the popular picks.
Dire team pick.
Give me
Team pick.
1 second. What'd you say? Oh, nice.
Radiant team.
Sorry about that. Just had to check my roommate's internet connection real fast. So, Wisp,
Dire
Bat,
team pick.
OD, and Nyx are the bans. First pick Shadow Demon,
Dire team back.
and Orb Walkers responds with Darkseer and Jakiro. This is a exciting moment. I haven't seen Centaur in a I don't think I've seen him in a CM game in Dota 2 yet. I haven't played my week 4 matchup yet, and he wasn't in the main client last week when I played my matchup, so I haven't actually had a chance to see Centaur in a competitive environment. I guess since I think he was remade and removed from Captain's Mode when he had his ultimate totally reworked. I'm actually not 100% sure about that, but I haven't seen a Centaur in a competitive game, I think,
Radiant
in
team back.
quite some time. So this is going to be fun, exciting. It's obvious synergy with the Shadow Demon. I am hoping they are going to run him as
10 seconds remaining.
the stunning component of a defensive or maybe offensive trailing. I think if they do it offensive, it's not going to leave enough experience for Centaur and the Shadow Demon. You kind of want to have Centaur
Radiant
stacking and
team
pulling and then sneaking into the lane, trying to have Shadow Demon catch somebody at position to follow up with the stun. Magnus.Opus bans Rubik, Orb Walkers bans Alchemist. I
10
think
seconds
Alchemist is probably one of the strongest all-around carries in the game right now.
remaining.
I think him and Nyx, Lifestealer, are the two top-tier carries at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry, I said those bans backwards. Magnus.Opus had a puck. Then Orb Walkers had the Alchemist, and now Magnus.Opus responds with the Rubik. Okay, so generally you kind of see a Rubik ban as a stepping stone into some larger team fight heroes. A lot of times you'll see things like with the last ban of a stage, you'll see a Rubik ban and then something like Magnus
Radiant team pick.
immediately picked up. I think it's usually pretty strong. It doesn't like remove all the counters for him, obviously, but it's kind of a stylistic thing that a lot of captains do. Last ban, Weaver. Weaver is on a meta tear right now. He's in a lot of competitive games, obviously. He had a huge TA3, and then in the following couple weeks since then, you've seen just nothing but weavers. Just weaver, weaver, weaver. You can... The heroes that are not viable, versatile, and where they can lane and what their role can be are super powerful to draft, just because it makes the other captain in a uncomfortable position. They try to draft and ban around that, just because they don't know what's going to happen. Gyrocopter picked up 4 Orbwalkers. Not quite sure where this is going to play yet. And Quap from RLP, probably going to be in that solo mid role. I wouldn't expect to see her in a solo offlane. That's kind of out of vogue, but still in the realm of possibility. I'm wondering if they're going to run Centaur now. Maybe I'm just trying to be hopeful, but I'd love to see Centaur run as a 1. I'm not sure it's actually good, just because nobody really has much experience with heroes and where they fit and how they play in a competitive environment. Cuddle from Orbwalkers, always good, always strong. Windrunner, there we see our solo offlane. Windrunner is a hero that I think fell off a little bit too far. I'm not exactly sure why. I think she's super strong as in the 3 as a solo offlaner. Very, very natural mechanism carrier. Good force staff carrier. She can do some moderate damage in the mid game. And Shackle is, as everybody knows, one of the most broken spells in the game. Lifestealer banned by Orbwalkers. That's interesting. I would have liked to actually see them try to take Lifestealer. Although I guess it wouldn't have worked. I mean, probably not actually. I don't know. They have a lot of different ways they can play their heroes. Anyway, we're waiting for our last pick from Magnus.Opus. Or, I'm sorry, last ban for Magnus.Opus. Again, Orbwalkers hasn't really done I mean, if they're going to play it super standard, it's going to be, Darkseer's solo offlane, and then Shakiro, Coddle, Gyro, and a defensive tri-lane. So they're afraid of a mid. And they ban Tinker. I would expect a TA. A strong TA player can win quite handily over a Queen of Pain. Kunkka. Oh, that's very neat. Wow. I would have not guessed Kunkka as the last pick for the life of me, so I'm not 100% sure between the Gyro and the Kunkka who's going to be going middle. I think against a Queen of Pain, they're both fairly strong. As a Gyro, you kind of have the option where when the Queen jumps on you or blinks on you to scream and follow up with auto attacks, you can just activate your Rocket Barrage, and it kind of just turns the tides of battle very, very quickly in your favor. Wow, so I think Skeleton King is going to be the hard carry for Magnus.Opus. I love this pick. This is a nice draft from both teams. It started out very, very I don't know the right word. Scratch, standard, boring, and then we had a lot of neat things coming out here. So let's take a moment to run through each team and talk about lanes and items and expectations and where we think this game is gonna go and how it's gonna unfold for both teams. On the Windrunner, we have Birdwitch, we have Mustache playing Shadow Demon. The captain, Have No Fear on the Quap. Stand-in Shazmaja on Centaur, and you can see by his item choices that he is going to be playing support. And then the hard carry. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I looked at that wrong. So Shaz is playing the SK. I'm not so sure I'm a fan of... I was going to say I'm not so sure I'm a fan of Quelling Blade in a defensive trial. I don't think it's necessary, and it's a kind of a lot of gold to start down with, but you'll see Darkseer's Ion Shell the second creep in their line, and so I guess the Quelling Blade is going to try to just get that out of the way as fast as possible. On the Radiant, Cottage playing Kunkka, solo mid, Coddle played by Have No Pity, Gyro played by Faya, and Duxie90 is going to play Jakiro. Man, Centaur caught with a huge rocket barrage, but I think he's going to be okay. Unless he gets snagged, but oh. That's a nice sell, but it's going to get cancelled. Man, rocket barrage is just so good. Another TP, or another sell. Defensively, going to get immediately cancelled. I would expect both these guys to just have to go home. That's a huge, huge win for Orb Walkers. So now they're going to have basically free reign to do a couple of things. They're going to be able to get this stack off without contention or wasting a sentry or having a sentry. They're going to get the stack pull off. And the whole time Gyro is going to get some free farm while, oh, the Windrunner is deciding to just tangle up instead. This is going to be an interesting battle. A nice lane ward coming out from Magnus.Opus. And we see Darkseer forced to take Surge. I didn't get to see him do his level up. I know when I saw him somewhere in this area and running up here to maybe try to block a camp or something, he had 0 points. I'm assuming right after that he had to take Surge to get out of a sticky situation, which means that he's going to be fucked. It's really hard because he's not gonna be able to he's not gonna be able to get close enough to get enough experience to get level 2, which means he's not gonna get any gold. Which means he's not gonna be able to do things like get a soul ring and a moderately timed mech. The wave is pushing. This is a enormous mistake out of Magnus.Opus here. This is, I guess, because of all this. I don't know what they're doing with the Centaur, but he should be doing nothing but standing here, stacking, pulling. Those are getting blocked or taken by Darkseer. Then taking the hard camp and bringing it through here to snag the creeps as well. Like this free level 2 is what was a really horrible position for the Darkseer. It's now very, very manageable. Magnus.Opus using a sentry to block the Poland camp. This is so annoying. I think it's always necessary, or not necessarily, but just I think you should get always take one level of homing missile, no matter what role you're playing as a Gyro. When you're facing against a solo hero like this, it's just so annoying to have to either sit there and eat. It's not really the homing missile, it's mainly the positioning to get in close for rocket barrage. It's just a nice way to kind of deny some XP. And again, this is pushing because of the blocked camp. So that's a very nice job by, I guess it was Centaur who came all the way down there to ward that camp. So not a total waste of time for the Centaur. Unfortunately, he has 0 XP. Whereas we can see Jakiro level 2, Kato level 2, Gyro level 4, SK is level 4, and Shadow Demon's level 4 as well. But this is Now level 3. Yeah, he's now having a pretty nice time. They are able to keep track of him with this nice lane war that I talked about a minute ago, but it's this should have been a much more difficult time for Darkseer. They're really lucky to get away with him already level 3. Mid battle, Quap is winning pretty handily. The Quap has pretty amazing base damage and a very nice casting animation as well. That's a nice job baiting out the torrent. Friendly Jakira passing his buddy Assalve. This should definitely be coming back to Kunkka so we can refill his bottle because he missed the rune. I think seeing it like this is just running back home is a huge mistake. It was already 80% of the way there. He's right here. The bottle's right here. It makes zero sense to not be bottle crowing in that situation. Gyro leading the way with the last hits. No indication of what he'll be going for. He does have Ring of Basilius, Basilisk. I don't know, I say it both ways. So I think it'd be nice to see a... Oh, perfect. Just what I was gonna say. We're gonna see a single stack. Maybe they're gonna try to pull through. I like seeing the single stack pulled, and then you lean on the neutral creeps by constant right clicking, and then you get a double wave, and then you turn on your Basilius, and then you just push, because level 1 or level 2 power shot isn't even enough to really slow that down. Centaur taking a lot of damage from I'm not quite sure what. Ion Shell perhaps? Just eating neutral creeps in the face for some reason? I'm not sure. Kato doing a nice job of puppy guarding. Phase boots we can see picked up for Gyro. Let's see what Skeleton can use on. Just treads. Almost identical timings. It's always nice when you can see, kind of how the game functions, where both teams are able to secure almost free farm for their respective carries and hit their first item choices at almost identical times. I just think that's just pretty cool to see. I think it's a signal of just a well-designed and a well-balanced game. So it's always nice to see those things coming to fruition, or those coming to bear out, I guess. This is probably the most common skill build on Quap right now. The second point in Shadow Strike early is kind of the only point of contention really among Quap players, especially against the mid player, or I'm sorry, melee hero. Smoke incoming. Cook has to be very careful unless he's aware, as in like super aware of the people top missing, but since they haven't had wards up there, he's not gonna have any idea that this is coming. He's posturing very defensively, so that's nice to see. And Kunkka is, wow. He's gonna get the first blood though, at least. That's awesome to see. And he's gonna survive. Oh wow. Underestimating the huge damage from Tidebringer at level 4. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's nice to be able to harass ranged heroes, even doing things like uphill or without vision, or get creeps you wouldn't be normally able to get. He's one of the few melees that are able to do mid fairly well. Magic Wand on Claw. I'm not super sure that's going to be the best use of her gold at the beginning. She might have saw she was going to die and just spammed. To buy something that was cheap before dying, but like, since you know, most of the point scoring now is Tidebringer, which is not going to trigger any of the ticks. It doesn't seem that great to me, especially just like rearing right back to mid lane. If he's going to buy this magic stick and then, you know, run around and start ganking things and racking up some charges on maybe the Dark Sea or something, that might be a little bit better. I think it's just more important to hang on to those branches and kind of decide later. Ooh. So let's see here. It's probably a magic missile, no rocket barrage with a call down. Sorry for missing that. And it's 10 minutes. Usually a good time to do some inventories of the game. Tranquil on Coddle. Soul Ring on Seer. Like I said, that's so important that he's able to get that at a much better timing than he probably should have. Phase, Basilius, Phase, Bottle, Wards. On Magnus.Opus side, Quap really fell behind with that getting the first blood, unfortunately. Centaur can be building towards the Tranquil Boots. Man, how much gold does this SK have? He's got 1,600 gold. Let's see what he's gonna be doing. Wow, that's a ton of damage. That's what's so nice. Oh wow, beautiful. Beautiful Tidebringer. Running back to line it up in order to get the Shadow Demon. It's always nice to see high level Tranquil play like that. Yeah, it's a free relic basically. Every 4 seconds. And it just destroys supports in mid-game battles. Alright, did we finish talking to people? Yeah, no boots on Shadow Demon, but about the same as the Chikiro down here. Let's look at, identical. Clock is out, last hitting Kunkka by a little bit. I would expect the gold graph to be fairly even. Yeah, and I would expect experience to be fairly even as well. Oh, nope. Big advantage for Magnus.Opus. I wonder why that is. Behind on kills. I guess that means that they just must have been more productive and efficient with their players and rotations and stacks and pulls and things. It's really the only reason that could possibly happen. First tower may not go down. Trying to... Yeah, that's nice. I think they're going to get away just fine. That's a nice play to wait till the very last moment as you possibly can when there's no more creeps to cast the glyph, and then you try to, move in and force them backwards and threaten with a stun under the tower range so you can get the deny off. That's always, little things like that. I guess it's a good play for Magnus.Opus. Could be somewhat of a mistake to not, commit quite enough or clear the creep wave fast enough by Warwalkers to have that tower denied like that. There's a nice invisible order in here for Kunkka, Torrent, Boat. Pretty easy to pick off the very low HP Shadow Demon like that. Torrent and his Tidebringer splash is 3/4 of his HP right there from a level 3 nuke. It's just hard to... You just can't be caught out as a low-level support before you have anything like mech or like bracers or just general survivability. It's a nice word from Magnus.Opus. You can see it's got some nice vision up in the high ground near the tier 1. You can see people when they TP using, wow, a second tower denied. That's pretty huge. You can see people TPing in here if they're lazy and are clicking with the mini map to TP. You can see them TPing in, so it's nice to see the rotations. Obviously, you know, room, some low ground, some wherever, some ancients. It's a very nice word for the mid game. So both these teams are going to kind of hit similar timings in both the mid and the late game with their hero compositions. Both teams are going to have a little period where they are super strong, you know, with the wall and the mechanism, the boat, and the calldown, obviously. At the same time as you have the, you know, the I don't know what's it called, stampede, and the scream, the double scream, power shot, purge. I mean, both teams are going to kind of hit mid-game powerhouses and then kind of cool off a little bit, and then both are going to kind of posture up again in the very late game with the gyro and the SK. First fight we've seen with the stampede. Look how nice that is. Wow, Jakira must survive. That's a great call down. Call down surge, pretty OP. Just a nice reaction from the entire team of walkers to
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
respond to that team fight very quickly near their tier 1 tower in the mid, because they all got there so quickly that turned from a really beautifully initiated fight by the stampede into a I guess I'm not sure who came out better.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tonka probably going to be going for a Shadow Blade. Very common. The initial strike. What is it called? I don't know. If you break invisibility, that extra damage is a splash with the Tidebringer, so it's a very nice way to harass and nuke them, pushing creep waves and steal heavy damage just to start it off, and kind of puts the other team at a little back foot because they, you know, are all of a sudden at half or 2/3 HP instead of full. Caught by a torrent, but needs to be careful. It's a pretty long cooldown the waste to just run away from something. $1,600 gold. I don't know what this Centaur is trying to save up for, but whatever it is, he probably has it. Or yes, he obviously wouldn't, otherwise he would have bought it. Maybe it's a Blink Tiger. I guess that would make the most sense. I don't really like seeing the fourth, or I guess the 4 leave the 5 on an island by himself with supporting. It's just too much to divide against one person instead of 2. And you can see that pretty clearly by their complete lack of wards and vision at the moment. going to be tough for the supports to get some easy gold this game for Mag.Op, simply by the counter push of Orb Walkers. It's really, really nice, actually. I didn't really see how much counter push they had, and I guess eventual push with the Cauda Blast and the Tidebringer, Shakira, and the Gyro. That's just a ton of counter push and anti-push and just straight up push. So Miss Shackle, that's always hard to hit. I think it's easiest if you try it on the ranged creep, and you try to mess with your angles a little bit and try to catch them. I don't know. I think it's just harder than the melee creep. Oh, I'm sorry, easier than doing it on the melee creep. Something's coming up that I'm not quite sure about. I suspect there's a ward checking their vision. They want to try to de-ward it. But I'm not quite sure that's possible since they don't have any sentries. Yeah. Armlet picked up by SK. And let's see what Gyro has. He's going for Yashin to Helm of the Dominator. Jesus. Even this late in the game, 20 minutes, and Rocket Barrage still eats up a Windrunner fairly easily. 2 deaths for the Jakira. That's a very nice trade for Orb Walkers. They're not going to catch the Quap. I'm not quite sure I like this. The 3rd point in Shadow Strike. I talked earlier about how it's a toss-up and decision whether you go with 1 or 2 points in Shadow Strike, just because Blink you need to have off cooldown as often as possible. That's a nice torrent on the TPing Quap, and a scream that catches 3. Jesus. Another beautiful call down. And Cauda Blast doing damage, doing big work. Let's see if they can... Gyro might be caught. Oh wow. Oh, and there's that Blink Dagger. Beautiful timing. Beautiful timing on that. Came in right at the nick of time. That's a... Man. Should have been a victory pretty handily for Orb Walkers. Could have just backed up, knocked down a couple tower shots to get that tower. I actually didn't see if that got denied or not. It did not. It got denied. I see that now. And instead, they get their Gyro and their Dark Seer picked off. So I guess I'm gonna have to take back everything I said about selfish fours not helping out with reward and sentry and smoke duties. Because that Blink Dagger definitely secured that kill on Gyro, and that's a really, really important kill. Yeah, he was 4-0 at that point. That's a lot of golden experience. So, 22 minutes. Very, very close game. Obviously, you see the towers, but those were both denied. That was denied also, actually. I think they have 3 denies. That's pretty crazy. Let's see this little battle unfold, and then we can... oh, that's a nice thump. Can he get his blink? Oh, he doesn't have his mana. I think he's going to be able to get away, though. So, let's check out some inventories. Mechanism almost up on Coddle. He's going to beat anybody on Dire to that Mechanism very, very quickly. Dark's here, starting to build into either a Yule's or a Sheepstick. I'm not quite... Let's check out his gold, I guess. Oops. 500, so he's still a long way off from Sheepstick, if that's the right he's taking. Gyro, Yasha, and the Dominator, they should be stacking, and they are. That's nice to see. And the Mithril Hammer for the BKB. I like to see the He might have bought that right as he was dying. So you kind of want to spend all your gold before you die, so that could have been why, but normally I like to see the Ogre Axe just for the raw HP rather than the damage. Shadow Blade finished for Kunkka, and then normal stuff here for Hero. This is what I mean by the one support versus the two. He's able to get the mech, and he's able to fork up everything for the sentries and the smoke and the wards. On the Dire side, not a lot here. I don't know. He's doing the same thing, going to Voidstone first. It's kind of shitty if you're going for a sheep stick to get the Voidstone first. I think it's just more important to save the extra 1200 gold and just buy the ultimate orb for 10 plus stats. Blink Dagger on the Centaur we talked about. BKB Armlet. It's going to be their... Whoop. Big fight here with the BKB. He's going to get cut off with about half of it though, unfortunately. Let's see if he can take down another one or two. Big crits. Yeah, that's... this new Mortal Strike skill is pretty nice. It's really nice actually. It also gives him, you know, a little bit of extra range to get a finishing blow or a coming blow on someone he wouldn't normally be able to hit. Those BKB timings are just so important to try to just turn a mid-game fight completely around. Even though he did get some of his timing cut off because he was a little bit slow to activate it, it was still a perfectly executed first use of his Black King bar. 3 kills out of it, all for himself. Very nice. Let's check the gold scores. Yeah, I guess prior to that it was a little bit in the favor of Mag.Op, and I kind of almost double their advantage right now in gold, 5k, and the experience as well. So, Orb Walkers I think are in a totally fine position. I think their mid-game has the potential, if executed very well, to really just out-manhandle that of Mag.Op. Although the positioning skills of the Blink, and the Stampede are really gonna, I guess, help nullify some of that natural advantage of just the Rust synergy of these 5 heroes. So I think Roadwalkers are gonna have to clump together, keep their stacking, and just make sure that they can hold on to this gyro onto his coattails into the late game. I don't really know of another way to another path for them. $3.6k for Shaz. Let's see what he... Oh wow. Blink, Stomp. I would assume it's a nice Stampede on 3. Shackle misses. Scream hits 1. Oh man, someone has this beautiful... Sorry, I got distracted by that sexy courier. Quab with the last hit on the running away Kunkka to find their second kill of this kind of disjointed and hectic team fight. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, Force Staff. Sorry. A little bit of a brain fart there. I would like to see him get a ward down here, either actually in the pit or somewhere to show vision, or even, you know, just so you can track the movement towards the ancient camps. I mean, he had it and he was there. Oh, look at that. It's like I can tell the future. So yeah, Quap obviously going for the sheep stick and choose about. 1500 away, 1400 away. That's going to be a really, really key timing for them. And it's going to coincide almost exactly with what I would assume to be a heart, although I guess could definitely be a Helm of the Dominator. I mean, it's Titanic right now. Team fight, Shackle was on call down, boat, whiff, whiff, whiff. BK beat SK, this is scary. They should be able to get at least somebody. Yeah, there we go. There's the blink, stomp, beautiful. No, they're on Jakiro. He's gonna fall. They're gonna lose a tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's a nice, clever
Radiant's middle tower
uphill
is falling.
rune ward, but
Radiant's
it kind
bottom
of makes
tower
you
is under
stand and jumble yourself awkwardly. And with the downhill vision, it's kind of easy to recognize and spot out that that ward's being placed. So that's a nice job responding immediately with a counter ward. And you're gonna come in for the Roche, BKB for Gyro. That's gonna help out a lot. That's gonna block almost everything minus the purge.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I believe so. Here they come. I would like to see them smoke in next time. It's just because you can see they're not going to hang around this board. It's really...
Dire's top tower is
Oh,
under
I guess
attack.
he used smoke on himself, or was it broken? I couldn't quite tell.
Roshan has fallen to the ground.
That's a nice scream. That's a really nice scream. That's a beautiful team fight, just like I said. It's really going to be the only way they can get back in this game. It's a perfectly executed team fight because of their amazing synergy. And they pop the Aegis immediately. That is so big. And they pick off Quap. Can they get the third one? Or the fifth one? Wow. Almost a full team wipe. Despite their disadvantage. Despite being behind. Despite the triple live SK. That's very nice. I think they I think a product of that is just the
Dire's middle
choke.
tower is under attack.
if they're fighting in chokes wherever
Dire's
they
middle
are,
tower has fallen.
I think they're going to be really, really successful with all their team fights, fighting in these big open lanes. You know, I don't think it's going to be so great for them. I think they're going to have to try to, I don't know, only take fights that they're super comfortable that they can win, and otherwise just try to back up and, you know, try to keep farming up their gyro. Let's see what SK. He hasn't made a purchase decision yet, so I'm not quite sure if he's going to be going with a heart or a satanic. I think. Yeah, there it is, the heart. Both are super good. The satanic's nice because there's nothing that goes through BKB, so he can kind of start the fight, take the BKB, get drained down a little bit, and then activate a satanic and be back at full HP within between his aura and the satanic, probably just 2, maybe 3 hits or so. But he's got the heart, so 3.5k HP. He out-regens his armlet, which is always a nice little break-even point you want to see later in the game. Late in the game, I guess, I mean. Here, Shadow Strike going up on someone. Still no dust. They really need to be carrying dust and and or sentries at all time. Look how after that team fight they are able to re-secure and establish themselves by that big boost of income, and they know how to spend it wisely on their supports. It's really, really important to do when you have a team fight and you're able to get some kills or some assists, to make sure you're spending at least a portion of that money on your wards, on your sentries, on your smokes. You want to be keeping this cooldown never at 2. You always want to make sure it's stock 1 or stock 0 at all times. And you want to try to keep this the same at stock 1 or stock 2. But anytime past, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Because the 100 gold is so cheap, you just want to make sure that the ability to smoke is always ready and available for your team. They stack your inventory, and they stack on the courier, so it's a beautiful shackle on the illusion there. Tower Siege is just so tough to push against the Coddle. It's so annoying. And Jakiro and the Kunkka. Now with the Crystallis. Missed Blink Stomp, Stampede, and I think, oh, that's a nice power shot, and a beautiful boat on 4. Follow up. Man, that's so tough. It's so tough to see that. Coddle's gonna go down, it looks like. Yeah, so I guess in order to kill SK at this point, they're gonna have to I guess Coddle Mana Lake is the only way to kind of get him in 1 life instead of 2. They don't really have any natural defusal carriers. I guess Gyro wouldn't be horrible instead of the Helm of the Dominator, but I don't know. Well, there's a quick break in the action. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick after that team thing. So excuse me for 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Apologies for the complete lack of professionalism, but it looks like I don't... Oh. Wow, it's convenient time for me to come back to see a mistake like that, I guess. Very, very unfortunate, and then they kind of are forced to wait for another 70 seconds. That's so horrible. Luckily, they didn't see it, and I think with the new update to audio issues, even if they were hovered over that area, they wouldn't have heard the BKB activated. So that is the one nice part about that. Boat comes in, Scream, Macro, SK, doing work, holding on to his BKB. He knows he doesn't need it yet after all those spells have already gone flying. Bash. Oh, no, I didn't see that pickup. That's very nice. Let's see if they can isolate him. Everybody is so low on Dire. I don't know if they're going to be able to back him up. It looks like they are able to get away. 3 heroes on low HP. And only the Shadow Demon dying. They should be able to get this. Probably not, I guess. I was going to say they should be getting that top tower, but I guess they're just going to back up, heal up, and live to fight another day instead of trying to push an advantage that they don't actually have. Sorry, excuse me 1 second. So let's look at some graphs. Still heavily in favor of Magnus.Opus. 12k experience. Experience starts to mean less and less as the game goes on. Yeah, that's a great shackle. I kind of need to set things up a little bit more effectively, although it did do a good job of shooing away from this this tower. I think they're going to have to get lucky and hit a ice bath on at least one. I never decided to put the rest of the stuns, the boats, the macros, the call down, with the aid of the vacuum. Some action going on here from the Dire captain. Let's see what they mean to be doing with that. Beautiful stomp. BKB. And I don't think they're going to get anything out of this BKB. Oh. Never mind, they were able to get the X. I'm going to keep chasing. I'll probably pick off Shadow Demon. There's pushing going on top from SK. That's tough. Powerful rocket. Yeah, see, had he saved that his sheep, he could have canceled that TP. Although he might have been in a position to be there had he not used the sheep in a moment before. SK is going to stop his split pushing, return to farming. I would guess he's going to turn this into a Abyssal Blade. After that, he can probably... I don't know, I guess Satanic is always good. He could sell this. Refresher's pretty baller. It's too bad they don't have a Aghanims yet. Hopefully, yeah. That'd be neat to see one day. Have a almost 0 cooldown, that'd be kind of cool. Still not too much changing, even though they were able to get a couple more kills. Any other items I'm forgetting? Oh, Demon Edge on Gyro. I don't know what he's going to turn that into yet. Maybe MKB for some uphill. Or maybe Boriza. Is that what it's called still? Daedalus, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going to be better. I guess... Since nobody's going to have a butterfly, or I would not expect anybody to have a butterfly, well, that could be a very nice choice for Skeleton King. I think the Daedalus is going to be a better option for him. Just to kind of go swing for swing. Oh, that's some tough miscommunication. And here we go, fighting in chokes. Just like I said, is going to be so beneficial for them. A little bit discombobulated, I'm not quite sure where they want to be going. Quap out of mana. It's kind of the two things you never want as a Quap. To be out of mana and have your blink on cooldown. You feel so vulnerable. Meanwhile, SK going ham on the Roshan, killing him by himself. Kanka can't do anything with the halberd on him. And Gyro has to cast BKB and run away with the Coddle Buddy? Cuddle Buddy, I'm not quite sure. That sounds better. This gem is really nice. It's nice to just carry it. I mean, they do have the Shadow Blade that's kind of a pain to deal with, but it's nice to just do things like clear out all of Roshan wards in one little swoop. It's kind of mandatory after a certain point of the game. So I guess my wish is coming true a little bit. We're going to see a little bit of farm here on Centaur. The halberd's very nice. Hopefully he can cast it on either the Gyro or the Kanka every fight. It's going to be hard to catch Gyro because of his BKB, and also you want to be hitting him with the halberd right as he is casted the flat cannon, but hasn't really used too many of the charges yet to kind of make him sit there with his, you know, thumb of his butt, I guess is the phrase. Quap is going to work towards a BKB, I would assume. Could be a Desolator, could be nice for the push, but I don't think that they need that push that much. I think the BKB is a stronger choice for her at this point. Abyssal is picked up for SK. Mac towards Smoke. I guess he's going to try to start working towards either a Ewel's or a Sheepstick. Again, for the supports, I'd kind of like to see them go for Ewel's just because they can actually get there. Like as a 5, you're almost, unless you're just rolling face, you're never going to be able to get a Sheepstick. And if you do, that means the game's over anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. But in a game like this, it'd be very nice to isolate, you know, Kanka or Gyro or even one of the supports that's caught out of position. Whoever's getting surged away, they can get Ewel's tornadoed instead of getting a free pass. Stuck without any mana because of the mana leak. Might still survive. Wow. That's very fortunate to not get picked off there. That's a good save by the team. And he was able to get some dewarding before that. So, overall, a nice win for Magnus.Opus. Not lose anybody there. Smoke incoming. That could have been obvious. I'm not quite sure. Looks like not, because they're completely caught unawares. Call down, wall, blink, or boat, scream, stomp. Everything's going on. These illusions are going to be so powerful right now. That's a very beautiful torrent. And they're going to take him down, Papa Zagus. This is incredible. This is really crazy. He doesn't have a TP. He can't just TP up. He's going to get picked off, and I think they're going to lose this game. Let's see who has buyback. Nobody. Oh my god. Oh my god. That DPS all of a sudden. Like I said. Orb Walkers, I think I've just completely taken this game back over. I don't... It's unfortunate that they're not going to be able to get more out of this huge team fight, series of team fights. They're not going to press, so they're going to get just the 2-2 mid, and I guess some camps that aren't stacked, but from a... I don't like using the word momentum. I don't really believe in it. But there's a mental aspect to feeling like you have a game won and all of a sudden feeling that you are at an unwinnable position. That's funny, these guys are having a hard time figuring out how to see on the high ground and attack from the low. That's kind of fun. So, Kunkka, that was finished. He's going to start working on his Assault Cuirass next. The plate mail is probably the best pickup for him. He's kind of want to go opposite in his build order than every other hero, just because attack speed is least important on Kunkka, whereas the armor is going to be really nice against a lot of options from the Dire. So let's see how this is turned around. This is still climbing. I don't know how far behind it is. It takes a couple moments to update, so I don't know if this is actually closer to 0 or if it's actually still a couple thousand advantage for the Dire. But here you can already see XP is now tipped back in the favor of Orb Walkers. Smoked up from Mag as 4. Who are they going to try to catch? They found Dirks here. There's a nice call. Here comes the boat. That misses. They catch just the Windrunner. Shaz doing work.
Dire's middle tower.
Centaur able to pull off that coddle. That's a nice one to take out so early in the fight. He's not going to send anybody back now. Both his life still for Shaz. Let's see if he can do anything else done before dying on his first one. And he's saving his BKB for a second life. That's so smart. I love to see that. What a fucking crit. Oh my god. Yeah, Jesus. I'm not going to be rude and alt type, but that was that was crazy. That was a game-changing crit right there. It's pretty good. I really think it's enough to kind of tip him into some competitiveness. Yeah, with not even his first life popped, he's just gonna be able to hang out and just shrug off all of this. Oh, he's probably gonna lose his first life here, which is a little bit awkward. Let's see if his team can try to help him out here. There's the BKB. He has a TP, but he's not gonna use it. He can just walk out just fine. And they're able to pick off off the Centaur. So here, now this push this team fight that starts here is probably gonna continue to here. There are gonna be some chases. That's gonna get away, but they're just gonna barrel down this mid lane, try to make an advantage with the oncoming 5 versus the 4. And he just uses buyback, so it's not gonna be up for another minute and a half. Nobody else has buyback on the Dire, but I don't know why they're not responding as fast enough. I'm trying to push this out a little bit, but a couple creeps knocking a full HP tower is nothing compared to this brutal siege coming from Orb Walkers. Flat cannon destroys. There's the Satanic. First life down for SK. Attacking creeps, getting a little bit distracted. Let's see if he can.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He's gonna get the Kunkka though, and they're gonna hold. A little bit of creep push coming from the bottom, but I don't think it's dangerous at all. So let's try to figure out why that team fight didn't go the way it probably should have for Orb Walkers. I really could not tell you. I'm not sure if he uses both. I mean, the 550 damage is nice, but the really reason that you have Kunkka in a team fight and really drop it into a lineup is the buff that you get from it. It really just makes the team fight swing in a way that's kind of, it just makes the fight feel weird because you're seeing damage come and then you're not actually seeing it happen on the hero, so it's kind of frustrating to watch take place. I don't know what that was. Oh, he must have had his hotkeys in the wrong spot and tried to... I've done that before. It's smart. Like I've said, I think every time that Orbwalkers fights in a choke, they're gonna win that team fight. So that's smart of Dyer to kind of use the Stampede to run away. Just not realizing that my
Radiant's top
Dota
tower is under attack.
well, that's funny. So that's my fault. I was only speaking on Twitch, so my apologies to people watching in-game. It's kind of a blunder on my part. Still the casting thing.
Towers are under attack.
Shaz is gonna picked off so quickly before the rush in. Shadow Demon goes down. That's a beautiful macro power and a beautiful wall. That's really, really gonna help out a lot.
Radiant's top barracks.
Shaz back up with the second life. If they don't pick off this gyro, it's gonna be
Radiant's top
probably GG.
attack.
I think they might. Oh, beautiful. SK push to the high ground. Do they have any force staffs? Oh my god.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Wow, that is so oh, they do have a force staff. Oh, that's I'm sorry, that's Shakira. Not. So they're just gonna hang out
Radiant's
and.
top barracks has fallen.
I mean, I guess. Oh wow, I did not notice that. I guess since they lost the team fight, it doesn't suck as bad because there's nothing they could have done about it. But it sucks when you win a team fight and then just look up and realize that you've lost a lane of Rex just because creeps are pushing and you weren't paying close enough attention and stopping that when it was, you know, here, 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 or here instead of here. So again, every time I think this team or this game is handled and sewn up
Radiant's
and
structures are fortified.
and completely seized, I've been proven wrong yet again. Cresting in the direction of Mag.Op in both XP and gold. So
Sean has fallen
let's try to. I'm not quite sure why. Orbwalkers is losing fights. Third Roshan finally falls. SK picks up his third life of the game. And Cheese is going Centaur, picks up a Bloodstone. Wow, that's a really interesting choice. I would have never made myself. And I don't think that it's necessarily bad, especially with the new buff to the what is it called? Suicide? I don't know if they call it that actually. Pocket Suicide, yeah. It's pretty sweet that you just deny XP and gold. Where's the call down? Where's the call down? There's the boat. Beautiful boat. BKB. Where's the call down? A little late. And they're gonna take down the first of 3 lives for SK. Catching him with the ice bath. Macro fire. Wall. Let's see if they can pick off this. Oh, there's the cheese. Shackle. Broken spell.
Radiant's
And I
bottom
think
tower has fallen.
they're going to be able to take this tier 3. I don't know. They still have the Aegis. They should definitely keep pushing and try to take this second lane of racks. Oh, that's a nice ice path catching 2. I think they're going to be able to just chop away. 3 lives. So OP. And they're going to miss their window by the time they next gather up and re-engage. He's going to have his 3rd life back online. I don't think Warwalkers can come back from this, unfortunately. Jaira, though, one of the few heroes that can single-handedly delay games, but this is not a fair fight. This is a Rax and a Chikiro, a double-headed dragon fighting a skeleton, and the skeleton is going to win this flat out every time. Let's see if he can get some backup and support. There's the first. There we go. First life pop. They got 2 more to go. What's he going to do? Oh, just he's going to TP out. So, every lane has at least 1 Rex taken. Having the cooldown nerfed so badly on Flat Cannon, I think means that they would not be able to just turtle this as well as they might otherwise be able to. I think they're just going to have to keep 1 or 2 back, and then barrel, and at least take this lane of Rex. Not seeing the double damage top. Oh, I don't know if he meant to do that or if it was about to run out, or I'm going to try to pick off the gyro, but I don't think they're going to be able to. Oh my god, never mind. Beautiful vacuum saving gyro. There's the call down on pretty much nothing. A lot going on. SK still has 3 lives. Never dies. There goes live 1. Centaur stomp on 2. Phew. And I think they're going to be able to capture or secure the kill on Darkseer as well. SK is just running around shrugging off 3 from Orb Walkers. We see some illusions that could be doing some damage here. And they burn through the 2nd life, but he's going to go into Shadow Poison. Kunkka's going to go down to everything. Buybacks non-existent, and this is going to just wrap up. I mean, still a Gyra. And his BKB is up, so I guess if they get real lucky with some poor management in play, this is all but a lost game here. This is nice. This is smart. There's no need. You have 2 lives. You can just... And now you can do whatever you want. Mega creeps up. That should... I totally understand, empathize, and side with Orb Walkers on not giving up a GG. There's always a way to eke out a win, even when you should have lost by any other measure or any other opinion. So I always like to see, hanging on until this reads 0-0 instead of saying GG because you've lost a Rax or half a Rax or even Mega Creeps. Able to defend. Able to take down Centaur. Should have been able to get the shot demon, but here comes big bad motherfucker. So the benefit of not blowing money when you have like 7k is he was able to pick up the Monkey King bar almost immediately after he saw the evasion. So that's everybody else trying to figure, ways to improve their play. That's one thing you can do to kind of hold your gold and wait for the other carry to buy something, so you can try to counter it a little bit with your own purchase. Loda talks about that, advocates doing that all the time.
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
Second life down.